Walter, great to see you. Are you feeling a little sleep deprived after this weekend?
No. It was a very interesting weekend.
What happened?
Well, Musk went into Twitter around Wednesday of last week, into the headquarters in San Francisco, and started working with teams that he has from his other companies that understand the software. They even went through lines of the software code to see what was good, what was bad, who was writing the best code. And it was a pretty serious assessment. I think sometimes people get distracted by all the little things on Twitter, that are being tweeted out. But there were teams of people working there trying to make both a transition and to figure out who at Twitter is really good and needs to be retained, especially on the engineering and software side.
All right, so let's start with that before we get to the shiny objects from Twitter this weekend. Just the idea that they are trying to assess 7,500 employees there, and there has been some pretty widespread thought and reporting that there are going to be layoffs. By the way, some of these news stories started before the Elon Musk takeover happened, with the expectation that this would happen no matter who was in charge. How deep do you anticipate those cuts being?
Well, as you correctly said, I think even before Musk bought Twitter had said it would lay off 25%, I think was the number kicked around, of its employees. Certainly the financial model doesn't work. There has to be a reduction. And I think that it's not being done, a slash and burn way. They're looking through each department, especially engineering, programming, to say who are the best. And of course, there will be cuts made in the workforce there.
Elon Musk replied to a tweet about the New York Times story saying that these cuts would begin before tomorrow, when that payment has to give out for stock options vesting. And I guess it's a cash payment that would have to be made. Is that your understanding, that that's the false part of that report?
I actually do not know whether the layoffs are going to begin, today, tomorrow, the next day. Obviously, you've seen in the papers, and he has already laid off some people from Twitter. And so I think it'll be a rolling thing. And I actually do not know the timing compared to the stock option grants.
A lot of things he tweeted about himself or commented on things that other people were tweeting, whether that be charging for being able to keep your blue check mark, whether that be reinstating Vine, trying to come up with some way of coming up with that. Any of those things strike you as an idea of something he's already set on, or is this just kind of a constant evolution of thought and testing the waters with the Twitter sphere?
I think that's the great question. And yes, he's set on a lot of these things. And as you said, the real question is, what does he really plan to do with it? And it wasn't mainly a notion of opening up content moderation that's been driving him for the past few weeks. It's a question of how do you do a business model that actually works on Twitter? And I think he's talked about, and I've heard him talk about, ways that you have subscriber revenue. You can have some people who can come in for free. Certain users may pay $5 a month. Some want to be power users, can pay more. And the more you pay, certain benefits you get, certain features you get. It is also an incredibly important way, and this gets to the content moderation thing, to verify that those are real users. You can still come on, I think, if the way he has it planned, anonymously, but since you'll have to be verified at least by Twitter as a real person, and if you put in your credit card information, they know who you are, that means that your veil of anonymity isn't absolute. If you start doing things that are libelous or bullying, then people can kick you off the platform, know that you're a real person, that sort of thing. So I think once you get to user verification and a large amount of the users are paying some subscription fee, you have fewer trolls, obviously much fewer bots, and you also have a content flow that's a little bit more civil and reliable, because people are generally verified. And I assume that the verified users, the ones who have Twitter Blue or the blue check marks, or they pay the $5 a month, they will be the ones who get amplified in the algorithm more than the ones who don't. And so this is a business model that makes sense both from a financial standpoint, but also from improving the content hellscape, I think was the word he used for it.
Right.